update on the unemployment situation that I've been ranting about is still nothing. And they're working on it. They're working on it. They have really a lot of challenges. And it's from an update. They need to update what they say today. 77 was how old this system was. Anyway, I'm here with the breaking news. The breaking news. There was an Art News article today that I found very interesting. I'm going to switch this over. So, this is clever. Microsoft deletes Marina Abramovich. Hope I pronounced that right and haven't. I don't know. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but doesn't matter. You know who I'm talking about? I'm talking about this little lady here. And she got her advertisement was taken off from Microsoft because of right-wing outcry over the alleged Satanism. Well, I know a little bit about her work. I've been following what she's been up to for several years. And in 2016, it was kind of the beginning of the craziness. However, all of her work has been controversial pretty much throughout her art career. We go over here to Wikipedia, because Wiki is full of facts. And so she, she let's see, she grew up Serbian performance artist, and she grew up to be a performance artist, and she's understood to be the grandmother of performance art. See, she was born in 1946. Yeah, and that's not. This picture of her is not. Looks like it's not a very old picture. Let's see. Yeah, 2018. That would make her. Oh, let me do just a real quick calculation to make sure I get my dates, my numbers right. Let's see. 2020. Makes her 74. I don't know. How many 74-year-olds, look like that? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's just interesting. She pioneered the new notion of identity by bringing in the participation of observers, focusing on confronting pain, blood, and physical limits of the body. Okay, so you can see right there where anyone not understanding her work would find that disturbing on many levels. And I personally find her work disturbing on many levels. However, I've been trying to figure her out for quite a while, and I have no final judgments or decisions or opinions. I just know not final. Okay, it's not that I don't have any, because I do have some, as you will find out. So let me get. So you can look her up on Wikipedia. And find out all of her career. But, some of her stuff that she has done has made her a target. And, when you do things that are questionable, then maybe, you know, when you do things that are shocking, when you do things that make people face their pain and what was it? The pain and blood and all that kind of stuff, it can look, it makes them uncomfortable for one thing, and it can look not right, and it'll give people a bad gut feeling. And so this is Art News from yesterday, and there's this conspiracy theory that, of course, that they have to push out, and of course it's Alex Jones. He started that. But I'm going to show you some of her early work that, I mean, it's going to make you question whether, you know, I'm not an Alex Jones fan at all. Although I don't believe in censoring him, because we need to keep those people in front of us. And I don't believe that we should censor Marina either. However, we need to face it, you know, need to realize that this stuff is going on. And I'm not real sure what the point is of most of her work. So I'm just approaching this as dismayed as I always am. Okay, but, you know, she's making Art News. And I quit subscribing to Art News for many reasons. And most of them being, what I was seeing in there wasn't art. So I'm not real sure what Marina is doing is actually art in a classical sense. But I don't think that's what she's going for either. And I will make the argument that I don't think that it's Satanism that she's about. And she talks about being about the facing the spirituality, and there is a sense of spiritual realm, I will say, about what she's doing. So this was from 2016. It was something that Art News was referring to, and she sees the stuff that she's doing is perfectly okay. It's people need to notice or pay attention to what she's doing. And of course, a lot of powerful people believe that what she's doing is important, because otherwise she wouldn't be where she is right now. So from the Wikipedia there, get the understanding I have not read her biography, but I understand that she grew up in it wasn't the best household ever. And then she started in performance art, at a younger age. And when she first started out, and she got into the whole pain thing really early. And so, and she's best known for, they call her a performance artist, and her work explores body art, endurance, and feminist art. And so I wonder sometimes about exactly what I am supposed to take away from her work. So let's see. Okay. So in 2011, she did, for the Museum of Contemporary Art, she did a gala. And so let me pull up my slideshow of what we got, because there's several reports of this, and I'm going to show them to you. I might as well show them to you now. But none of them show, they show, the scene and stuff like that, but they don't show you an awful lot about what was going on. They just kind of show you, some stars. Everybody who's who was there. Nope, that wasn't one of them. Okay. So I did find some stuff on what she was doing. Let's see, where is it? Slideshow. Did it disappear on me again? Oh, for crying out loud. Let me pull it up because it's in here. Add existing. It doesn't want to do that. That's because I had something else clicked on. Slideshow. Sorry. There we go. All right, so here's that 2011 Gala Museum of Contemporary Art. Here is a live person. Exhibit. I guess that's what you would call that. There were live people as centerpieces on the tables as you ate. Those aren't sculptures. Those are live people. Excuse me. There we go. They're bringing in dessert, I guess. We'll see here in a little bit. There's another one from... We don't have to have... We don't have to have the Brave on. There we go. And another live person. Wonder if they sat and talked to them while they were eating. There we go. Would you like someone like that staring at you while you're eating? That would be fun. There we go. That is the dessert they were bringing in. It was Marina as a cake. There we go. Slicing up her leg. Of course, you know, they started with her breasts first. And then took her toe. Somebody took her toes, it looks like. Oh, I don't know what this has to do with raising money for the Museum of Contemporary Art, but, you know, whatever. So, and then in 2013, she was involved in the annual summer benefit for the Watermill Center in 2013, and it was called Devil's Heaven. Okay, so let me ask you, if you're working with stuff like this, how do you defend it? So that's all. I mean, you have to defend. You don't have to defend it, because apparently this is working out for her. But let's see. We're turn Brave back on. There we go. So this is the Watermill Center Devil's Heaven annual summer benefit. And here's a little video about it. And let's see if we jump in. And I can't show all of it to you. But, my desktop audio is on. So here at about 1 minute and 33 seconds in, I'll show you. I guess you had to be there. There's some interesting things going on. This is, I guess, the evening event. Oh, I got a call. And I can't just show it all to you. You can look it up. It's Watermill Center. It's the 2000. If you look up the gala, it's the 2013 gala. Let's see. It gets really interesting. And let's see. And it was about. Let's see. I was trying to find it. There was, anyway, here, let's go ahead and play. It's about devils and angels. Here we go. This is interesting. Guess he's pounding that thing, and the screen changes when he does. That's how you make a statement. Oh, at least she's not naked. That one's a little long. Here we go. She's going. Oh! Falling down. There we go. Ooh, look at that. Making bubbles. Well, oh, look at the little kids. Little kids involved too. Okay, so there you go. There was the Watermill Center event she was involved in. Just going to let you make up your own mind on that. So, around, let's see. I've got, am I still on? Yeah, there we go. I got some notes that I forgot to pull up because I had to do a quick, I had to do a quick update. The computer was acting up. So the Devil's Haven annual summer benefit at Watermill. Let's see. Let's go back. Bring that up. There we go. It was Lady Gaga. There was their 20th. So this was in 2013. So it was a while ago. And this was before her big controversy. And it was in Watermill, New York. And the website says the Watermill Center is a laboratory for the arts and humanities, providing a global community the time, space, and freedom to create and inspire. We note time and space suggests their activity has to do with influential time ritual. Okay, and I can put this in the. I'll actually put this link here in the. Go ahead, chat with me if you're on. All right, so your average Joe is not going to get this. Okay, and the question, I guess, is if you're not reaching an audience, then I guess who's the audience for? What audience is this for? Okay. Well, apparently big money. That's what this is for. So, yeah. Okay. So let me go back to my my slideshow. There it is. All right. So that's what the Devil's Heaven 20th Annual Summer Benefit was all about. So the next thing that came up was, and this is closer, and one of the reasons why there was a big controversy is her spirit cooking events. Her spirit, she kind of had this whole thing going on. She had a book that she made, which was is listed on Amazon. So it was called The Spirit Cooking with Essential Aphrodisiac Recipes. Okay, so this is Spirit Cooking with Essential Aphrodisiac Recipes. So let's just take a look at a little bit of that. So the thing is, this is really limited edition, and they're probably worth tons of money. So one of the things she had in there, with a sharp knife cut deeply into your middle finger or your left hand. Eat the pain. Okay. And then she also did some, let's see. She also did some events for people. They're like private events, and that's one of the things that came up in the Podesta emails. And this is one of the reasons why they became a big deal. So here's some event that she's created for a private viewing. And do I have? Yep. And I'm going to take this down, and I have the audio off. Oh, I don't. I guess I don't have the audio off. I need to turn the audio off. There you go. And she's working on her piece, and I can give you this too, so you can go look at it. But as you can see, she's painting on the wall, reportedly, from with pig's blood. And she's got these odd little mummified looking creatures. So, what is she? I mean, somebody's space just opened for this. And then there's chunks of something. I don't know what that is. She's not really talking about it. You kind of hear her over chunks of stuff. So here people are coming in, and then she's also got some kind of performance piece up on the wall. And I'm sure if you were there, you'd get what she was doing. But when people see this and that, what are they supposed to take away from it? That's the question I have. What are they supposed to be taken away from this? Okay. Yeah, just judge. You make your own discernment on that. I think it's creepy. And I think she intends it for it to be creepy. And I think she's trying to shock you out of something. But what is this aphrodisiac thing? Does this in any way, for the average individual, you could see why people would be screaming Satanism. I think it is a valid criticism. However, I do think that there's more going on here, and it's older than we think. She's spent time with Aborigines. A lot of her work involves the mummies and bones and just all sorts of things. When you see this, what are you actually supposed to be taken away from? Your average human being doesn't think of blood and short little mummified characters, looks like mummified characters, little things in the corner. And I've heard lots of theories about this. But, and not all of them are good. There we go. She sat for hours cleaning the bones, this big pile of bones, to point out this is called, let's go back to Wiki. Let's see. This is called Balkan Baroque. She vigorously scrubbed thousands of bloody cow bones over a period of 4 days in reference to the ethnic cleansing that had taken place in the Balkans during the 1990s. So that was 1997. Now, that might have been actually something that some people might be able to understand. But still, blood, guts, blah. So there we go. There's my slideshow. Let's turn my Marina slideshow off. There we go. And then, see, where do we got? And so there's some more of her book that you can go take a look at. She's got 18 images. And what's interesting is the Museum of Modern Art and some other exhibits, places that are exhibiting her work, do not have the photographs up anymore. It's difficult to find them. So the book was apparently a bunch of images along with recipes, and they're not putting the recipes up. And what was I going to glean from this? Okay. She says, for the record, spirit cooking is nothing but a little known, except for to those willing to pay for her to come in and do that, and measured in her oeuvre, a rather throwaway performance. Abramovic did an Italian gallery in 1996, in which she painted apparent illustrations on the white wall with pig's blood. Instructions like, with a sharp knife, cut deeply into your middle finger of your left hand and eat the pain. She also painted a small kind of icon in the corner with blood too. It's pretty repulsive and rather luridly aims to shock, but it is also clearly not serious. That's an easy out, isn't it? Easy out. Oh, come on. I'm not serious. I don't really want you to do these things, these ritualistic things that I'm suggesting in a book that I spent hours and hours and hours on. And then I'm gladly to come to your house and do some kind of spirit cooking with a small group. It's okay. So, I mean, she was doing that in 2016. It was in the Podesta emails. And the thing is, when you have things like this, what is it that you will expect people to take away from it? And especially when you are like, it's just nothing. It's just nothing. Don't look here for whatever it is that I'm doing, is what she's saying. That's what's saying to me, that she's saying. Let's see. Okay, she also published a spirit cooking cookbook containing comico-mystical, self-helpy instructions like spit inside your navel until the lake is filled. Lie motionless, listen to the heartbeat of a dog. You're not really meant to actually do these things, as Abramovic said in London's Royal Festival Hall last night in a launch event for her new memoir, Walk Through Walls. It's just poetry. Okay, if the art is not meant to mean anything, and you're not supposed to take away from it anything but shock, is it art? And is it supposed to be entertainment? Is it supposed to make you think about something? What does spitting in my navel until the lake is filled and lie motionless and listen to the heartbeat of a dog have anything to do? What is she trying to tell me? That's what poetry is all about, right? Is some kind of deeper meaning, symbolic, ritualistic. What is going on here? I mean, gotta ask the questions. Because when I went on Facebook this morning and asked some of those questions, some people were like, well, I noticed that a lot of people, a lot of artists have a lot of pain. And so, yeah, okay. Yeah, but this is not what she's reporting to do. She puts her body through limits to no avail. What limits? People appreciated Evel Knievel jumping over amazing things. Watching a woman torture and get tortured, because she's allowed that too. What does that accomplish? I think the one performance art that I thought might be pretty moving was I think it was at the MoMA, and it was called The Artist is Present. And she sat in a chair, and she invited you to come and sit in the chair and gaze into her eyes. Knowing the other stuff she does, I don't know if I want to do that. But a lot of people lined up to do it. But I thought, that might actually have some kind of connection with the audience. I mean, that's like a human connection. These other things are like to push you away. This feeding on the negativity, the feeding on blood ritual and fear and nonsense pushes people away. And you got to expect that if you're really not understood, yeah. I mean, the thing is, any reaction to your art is good reaction, right? So if they repulsed, you gained a reaction. But does it lift humanity? Does it bring something to the table? Does the reaction bring some enlightenment to the table? But is that not what art's about anymore? Is that just not what it's all about anymore? There was a time when humanity... I'll come up here. I'm going to come closer to you. There was a time when humanity was uplifted, was inspired. Their lives were somehow altered for a higher purpose. What is the higher purpose that she's going for? Not saying, no, I'm not, just got to ask the questions. Is this something that, it obviously attracts the rich and famous, and I guess we have to ask ourselves why. Why does it attract the rich and famous, and what would inspire them to go to these events? Are they that Are they so rich and famous that they're bored? That they need to have shock treatment? Most people would be scarred by seeing the work that she does. And is that the art, or is that the audience participation she wants? I mean, Jennifer told me earlier today, she wouldn't come into this live because she didn't want anything to do with what Marina Abramovich is doing. She has that kind of reaction to it. I guess I'm not 100% afraid to look over into the abyss that is the art world today. There's a tremendous amount of obtuse, postmodern, hard to understand, hard to connect with art going on and being promoted in this kind of height. And does that do humanity justice? What does that do for humanity? Well, she raises enough money for various events or various, museums and whatnot. She's a big pull. And I'm not one who even likes to watch the Chainsaw Massacre. And that's got like one scene with like a few ounces of blood in it. And on the TV now, when you watch shows, why is it that they now have to like pan in and show you the guts getting all pulled open and the doctor in there? Okay, I'm going to tell you, I don't have any desire to see anybody's guts ever. I get squeamish over a dead bunny in my if it's been run over in the street. And I feel bad when I see squirrels, although there's probably more squirrels in Kansas. Actually, there's probably more squirrels in my neighborhood than there are people in Kansas. And they get run over all the time. I guess that's a good way to get rid of the stupid ones that can't figure out that there's cars coming on the squirrel end. But whatever happened to the mystery of just knowing that there was an operation going on? How does that add to the story, the gore, the blood and the guts? I mean, it happens in just regular old shows, or they show you the needle going in. Needle going in. I mean, can't you just see emotion of somebody doing that and be okay? That I got it. I don't need any more. I don't need to see the needle pushing the skin in. Doing the indentation and then the stuff going in. And hey, there's people out there that are special effects people that do amazing things. I can't appreciate that part. So, but the thing is, there's all sorts of opportunities for special effects that you don't have to add the gore. And so, which is another art form altogether. But we see it just is so invasive into everything that we're doing. Everything that's on TV. So there's just overall like, what am I trying to say? Just an overall just padding of our tolerance of seeing the blood and guts. And what's the point? I find that same same thought when it comes to her work. What am I supposed to take away from it? I see someone who is self-torturing themselves in order to amuse and entertain the rich and famous. These are the people, the rich and famous, are the people that we see as our experts. It's where we get our opinions from. And that is what they're trying to, this is what their entertainment is. This is the things that they'll spend money on. She ran a Kickstarter program to start a performance art academy. And she got the money, the whole thing got started, and then they had to stop the project because the cost of renovations and everything, which you would have thought that you would like figure that all out before you started the Kickstarter, like how much all this stuff was going to be. It was redesigned by a famous architect, and yeah, they ran out of money. There's no, that's on that Wikipedia. Let me see if I can get it up. Controversy. Films, awards, books. The Marina Abramovich Institute, and it was in Hudson, New York. It was in 2007. It was purchased. And let's see. It wasn't that old. Oh, it was built in 1933. Okay, it's far enough away I can't see it. And if I move it, it'll move on the screen. The early design was funded by Kickstarter, and there was 4,000 contributors, and of course they don't tell you how much it was, but there was some big money. Okay, and it was canceled in October 2017 due to the high anticipated cost. I hope everybody got their money back. And then, of course, she has some criticism that the Institute was using unpaid volunteers. Like, you know, artists, we always get unpaid, right? We always are expected to do our stuff unpaid. For positions that required advanced skills, such as proficiency in Microsoft Office, Adobe Creative Suite, and basic HTML, CSS coding, familiarity with the nonprofit administration. I suppose that in order to get something started, you do need volunteers. But if you're raising money, you need to put that in your budget as part of raising your money. So in general, I think that she's misunderstood. And I'm not saying that she's misunderstood because she's not a Satanist, because I don't believe that that's what she's going for. But I think that she is definitely looking at the darker side of spirituality. And I think that probably, like I said earlier, that I think it's not Satanism as typically people like Aleister Crowley Satanism that's, you know, got the devil and you know, the caricature that we see so often. But I think it's deeper. I think it's older, and maybe as old as the Garden of Eden. It's a thriving and feeding off of people's negative emotions. And who else does that? These are just things to think about. Seems to be an awful lot of feeding and thriving and exalting of the negative fears on people. Let's see how we can just spin this to make it more fearful. We're all staying at home, aren't we? Because we're fearful. We don't want our lungs to get eaten by the coronavirus. If that ain't fear, I don't know what it is. What's next? These are just questions we got to ask ourselves. So, everybody who's... Oh, I just pushed on something there. So, it's easy to be misunderstood, but we need to use our discernment. It is easy to misunderstand one another. We're not mind readers. I can't read her mind, but her work tends to lean toward something older and darker than what the art news claims. And this makes her a connection to Microsoft, which is also Bill Gates. Well, he stepped down, but don't think that was a few weeks ago when this whole thing got started. So ad campaigns like that take longer than a few weeks to put together. And of course, he's got departments. He's not in charge of everything, but, other people are blamed for everything. So it doesn't matter. Anyway, I just wanted to point out about there is some responsibility on her part. And her defense of, well, this isn't supposed to be taken seriously. I'm inviting people to do this spirit cooking stuff, and somehow, how could you possibly take this seriously? Has there been anyone taking things that are dark like that seriously? Ever? Of course there has. That's why I said it's deeper, darker, older, and it's definitely in the spiritual realm. And these are the things that can consume you and consume all your hope and your joy. And with everything that she's doing, I have no idea how she doesn't look 74. That's just a side. That's no conspiracy. It's just amazing. She's got great genes. Or good makeup artist. I don't know. Okay. That's it for today. And I hope... I don't even know what my purpose was here. My purpose here was to maybe point out that media is not always intellectually honest. What do they think we're supposed to take away from this? All they wanted to do is point out that there was another conspiracy theory and tie it to InfoWars. I haven't even heard anything about them. They just keep bringing him up. They want him out there. And of course, this may also be some of this. There's some judicial watch stuff going on with Hillary Clinton. Don't know how that's going to turn out. We haven't heard from the Podestas since 2017. And, but yes. And I think that, she's probably feeling very righteous and denying the Satanism allegations, because I don't think that's what it is. But it definitely is in the spiritual realm. All right. Well, that's it for today. I'm going to leave or go do something. Try to make myself a little happier now. Okay. Well, you have a great evening, and I'll be seeing you.